So Google is literally on a rampage. Today they launched a platform called Pomelli, which is part of their Google Labs initiative, where they put out different kinds of products. And this is a AI marketing agent that will actually create campaigns for you. It'll analyze your brand. It'll create brand styling guides and do different kinds of tasks for you for your marketing. So I want to go ahead and try out what it's like. And so I just signed on to it, and I put my brand Pentridge Media into it, and this is what it actually came up with. So all you do is you type in your company website, and then it'll spend 5 minutes assessing it, and it'll actually provide you with this DNA, and then you can look at it and see how you feel about it. So it was able to determine, all right, here were some images that were just represented on my site. Here's the font that was used heavily on my site. Like if you go to my website, you'll see that it is a sans serif font, but you can also change the styling around it. And then it goes to the next step. Next, we'll use your business DNA to generate social media campaigns. And so it goes to that next step. And now here it provides suggestions. Automate 80% of customer calls. Automate, save 10 hours a week. And so this is specific to what you can actually find on my website right now. So if you go onto my website, you'll see the header is system software and community for Main Street businesses. But it's heavily focused around voice and voice AI. So you can put in this case study and you'll see, some examples around what it looked like implementing a voice agent into a business. So you can use one of these suggestions, or you could describe a different kind of campaign that you may want to do. So, but let's go with one of the suggestions. Type that, press that, and then it will now go and produce creatives for that campaign. So it's taking a little bit of time. It says less than a minute left. To do the initial website assessment, it took about 5 minutes, and then now it's creating some assets for it. And this now makes it a lot easier to do certain just deliverables around marketing. And Google is providing a lot, right? Because we have now this marketing agent, we have the Vibe Code platform that they just put out. Google put out the Gemini Enterprise. We have the Stitch platform, which is for the UI design. And Google is providing so much in the way of free resources for people to use to integrate AI into their products. I did notice earlier today when I was putting my website through for the analysis that it did say taking longer than expected, and it didn't work the first few times. But this is also an experimental product, and I imagine there may also be a lot of people using it at the same time, but we'll see what it comes up with. But what's cool is how it shows, like it actually creates that brand style for you based off of, they call it a business DNA based off of what it analyzed. And then you can add other creatives, whether it be an image, whether it be a story, like an Instagram story, whether it be some copy, and we'll see what it ultimately comes up with. All right, so here are the creatives that it came up with. These four, they look like stories. Let me click on one of them. All right, automate 80% of customer calls. AI voice agents handle lead qualification and inquiry, saving your business hours a day. You can then change the text around it, and then it'll update it. You can create calls to action. Here's another one right here. Stop drowning in phone calls. AI handles routine inquiries and lead screening, freeing up your team instantly. Fixed layout, so you could, I'm sure, make suggestions to the layout. Save time, save money, reduce payroll costs, and redirect staff to high value tasks, maximize efficiency. 24/7, 365 customer service. Fixed layout. So this is all very interesting. I'm going to be honest. When it said that you can create campaigns, my sense was that it wasn't just creative. That it would also be emails. It would also be other forms of content. These all seem to be mostly kind of stories, and some of them are good. Like, you look at something like this right here. Is admin eating your day? Stop wasting 10+ hours a week on customer calls and lead qualification. Like, this could actually be a solid ad right here, if you're looking for like a meta ad, right, or something of that nature. Reclaim 10 hours a week. Like these could be pretty good ads, honestly. They kind of remind me of those sort of low budget type of meta ads. But as far as like full on campaigns, I mean, that's not necessarily what we're looking at here. But maybe Google will build on this and add more to what this looks like. But this is what their new AI marketing quote unquote agent is. Pomelli, it's experimental right now, and Google is on a run, and we'll see what they do next. But what do you guys think? Is this something that would be helpful for your workflow, with your work process? Again, I think specifically for my workflow, I could see myself using something like this for like a meta ad. Maybe I would change the demographic of the person, but this, this could play some role in some way, shape, or form. So that's what I got for you today. I will see you guys on the next one.